Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can hopefully tell by the title, I'm not doing a Halloween look today even though tomorrow is Halloween. I'm not feeling Halloween this year. So many looks you can get inspired by online, and I really wanted to do this video in particular because I had an urge over the weekend at like 1 AM in the morning. I started cleaning out my makeup stash. Unfortunately, I didn't film it. As I was doing it, I thought, ooh, I should film this, but like it was kind of in the moment. I threw loads of stuff away, but today I will be doing a full face of products I used to love but no longer use, and I really want to see if I still like the products that I used to love. I hope you're going to enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, but for now, let's get into the video. Okay, I'm going to start with foundation because I used to start with foundation every single time. For years I've been doing that. It just seems quicker a lot of the time, and I'm using Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This used to be like my go-to, my favorite. When it came out, I tried it and I was obsessed with it. It's actually quite disgusting. It's almost fully empty, but we're gonna give it a try. And I'm going to apply it with a sponge. After testing so many foundations, I can tell you already, this is more of a medium coverage. For me, it's even like borderline light at the moment. I'm going to take a little bit more. It does build, but I just know it's not going to be full coverage. It's going to be like medium to maybe high coverage. It's got a very nice like demi-matte finish. This is definitely the wrong shade, but I did have tendency to buy too light of a foundation back in the day. Yeah, most certainly medium coverage. Quite nice. It's just not giving me enough. Would I recommend it now? I love the finish. It does wear a long time. It does look nice on the skin. If you're more of like a medium coverage queen, then you should like this. Since I started using cream bronzer, I fell in love with it immediately, and I tested out several things to bronze my face with. I used to love this bad boy. This is Makeup and Glow Bronzing Base from W7. Let's see if I still like it now, because you know me, the matte base concealer from Revolution is my fave at the moment. And I can already see I'm going to like the texture and I'm going to like the finish, but this immediately so much more orange than I'm used to with the matte base concealer, and especially with how mismatched my foundation is. This is like really orange, but we're gonna roll with it. You can't go wrong with it. It just blends in super nicely. If my foundation was the right shade, I would love this. Like on my forehead, that looks very, very nice. I've always, I do not remember a concealer that I used before this. I don't think I have used anything other than this. My first ever concealer was the Collection Lasting Perfection, and it was because of Zoella's recommendation. Zoella doesn't even upload on her main channel anymore. They used to only have, the range was very, very small, and the lightest shade was number 1 Fair. That's what I used to use, and I still do till this day. I love it. Nothing has changed. I always primed my lids with my concealer, but I would do it this way, so I wouldn't carve out my brow with my concealer. I would just put it on with a sponge. Oh yeah, this is definitely my face from back in the day. Should be less wrinkly, but looks very similar. The most scary part, as I was preparing all my stuff that I used to wear, I realized I never used to powder my under eye. What was wrong with me? But I would use the Collection Pressed Powder. This is 03 Translucent, and we can see a pan in that. I did used to love this. What I'm going to do is, I don't know, attempt to powder my under eye. What did I used to do before loose powder? I don't understand. This looks crusty. Horrible. So I'm not going to do it with my sponge. Let's try and powder with an actual powder brush. No, okay. So if you apply a light layer, it doesn't look orange. It has a smell, a typical powder smell. I'm going to powder my whole face because yes, I used to do that. As a oily face person, I used to believe that I had to powder my whole face. Now I know that's not the case. You don't need to powder your whole face. However, you know what? All over the face, I actually quite like this powder. My foundation, however, doesn't look the best. And something shimmery. Where's that shimmer coming from? Oh, okay. So this actually has shimmer. I never remembered it as that. It has like the tiniest specks of shimmer in it, and I can finally now see it. It's not in your face glittery, so I don't mind it. I don't look as good as I'd like to, but I don't look bad. Let's finish the face. I'm going to take, hold on to your seats, the Tanya Burr Cosmetics Peachy Glow Cheek Palette. Yes, I still have this. I definitely need to bin this. I reckon this is like 3 or 4 years old. Probably even more than that actually. I used to really like this palette purely because I had everything I needed, the bronzer, the blush and the highlight, so it was convenient. I was a massive Tanya Burr fan. Tanya Burr Cosmetics no longer exists, I believe. She might be making a comeback, but this no longer exists. I'm going to take a little bit more bronzer to bronze my face. It's a very nice bronzer. Again, it has slight shimmer to it. Don't understand why I would powder my whole face just to add sheen to my face with powders. It makes it nice and smooth. It blends everything in nicely, but meh. And to be fair, I never used to contour my nose. I would just put a little bit of powder onto my nose like this. Let's put some blush on. I never really used to use this because I was never a massive fan of blushes until recently. Again, this has shimmer in it, this has sheen to it, but let's just roll with it. I feel like I've got a lot of shimmer on my face. And because I have a different highlighter that I want to use, I'm going to take the highlighter that's in the Tanya Burr palette to highlight the center of my face. I do like this. It reflects quite nicely. It's not chunky or anything, but my face is already shimmery, so I don't know why I'm adding more highlight. I know a lot of you loved this because it was a dupe for the Mary Lou from the Balm. When people started making correlation between W7 Glow Commotion and the Balm Luminizer, this used to be like the thing to have, so I'm going to use that on my face. I'm sure I will still love it, and I do. It's actually quite, it's not like super reflective, it gives you a glow, but it is a nice highlighter, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely prefer this over like a super glittery highlighter. And yes, I would always go in like a C shape underneath my brow straight away and then on my face. Looks nice. Okay, let's do my brows. Pomade is probably like reasonably new thing for me. I started using pomade 3 years ago maybe. Before that I would use pencils or nothing because I do have reasonably good brows. My pencil of choice for a long time, I probably went through about like 5 of these, was the Lacura Beauty, which is the Aldi's brand, brow pencil in blonde. I think I'm still gonna like this because it's a nice colour. So I'm just going to brush through my brows, and yes, this does have like a comb. I wouldn't necessarily use that, but I just can't be bothered to get spoolie. And I would draw individual hairs just at the front and then a little bit more towards the tail. I did a terrible job. Can't remember the last time I used a pencil in my brows, so again, I really like the colour of this. So for more like a natural brow, this is really good. Okay, in my day-to-day, I would be such a basic. A little bit of brow, a little bit of lips, not too much eyeshadow, but I'm obsessed with eyeshadow now, and I'm going to take a palette that I used to love and I genuinely bought for one shade especially. I'm taking the Girls with Attitude GWA Natural 12 eyeshadow palette, and I loved the packaging because it reminded me of Anastasia, which I couldn't afford. It's nothing like Anastasia, but it does work, and the shimmers in this, especially this one, I told you I bought this palette for this one particular shade, and I'm going to use it today. I'm going to dip into this middle shade. It looks like a cool toned brown, okay, but we shall see what it is on the eyes. I'm putting this in my crease. It's actually quite nice, not mind-blowing, doesn't have the best pigment in the world. As you can see, it is there. And because I know I'm going to use this on my lower lash line, I'm immediately doing my lower lash line. If I knew I was going to put something on my lower lash line, why waste your time when you can do it immediately? I am going to pick up the shade I bought this palette for, and I believe it's this shade. Or was it this shade? So as you can see, when it comes to shimmers, this was nice and affordable. It gave me nice shimmer, so I couldn't have been mad. So I think I like the gold one the best. I would definitely put the shimmers on with my finger. And again, back in the day, people never used to cut the crease. You would just go straight in with the shimmer. Ooh, I like that a lot, you guys. I just cleaned my finger off, and I'm going to take more of the coppery shade, put on the outer corner. Ooh, yes. Queen, these look nice. Cleaning off my finger again, and I'm going to take that lighter shimmer just to put on the inner corner and like the beginning of my lid. Very, very nice. I'm going to take that greyish again just to blend the outer corner, and I think I want to add a little bit more darkness. The only darker brown is the one next to it, but I feel like that's more grey anyway, so we're just gonna use it. But it looks nice. Very autumny. I'm going to take an angled brush and a little bit of the black. I don't think I've ever used the black from this palette. I used to be afraid of black. And I'm just going to use this to kind of line my top lid. Again, not the most pigmented black, but it's working. Alright, I'm gonna do my other eye off camera and I will be right back. Alright, something super risky. I'm going to take the Bad Girl Bang from Benefit. I've had this for a very long time. I thought it might have dried up, and this is definitely going in the bin after I use it now. This is pretty much dried up. It's a nice mascara though. Back in the day, I wouldn't even think about wearing lashes on a daily basis, so I'm not going to put them on today. One last thing to do, the lips. Let's take this foundation off. For the lips, I'm going to use my Maybelline Colour Sensational Tantalizing Taupe 725 lipstick. You can tell I used to love this. This is, I believe, a very sheer nude lipstick. It's not like very sheer, but it's sheer, alright. I wouldn't have chosen that now. It settles into the lines in my lips, and the colour is just a little bit off for me. Alright you guys, so here it is. This is my final look with the products I used to love but no longer use. I must say, I quite like this. I look nice, you have to admit. I do look a little bit more shiny than I usually am in the centre of my face, purely because of the blush. And overall, I would probably say yes to every single one of these products. They all work, they all are really nice. I hope you have enjoyed this video idea. I know Tati did something similar. A lot of people have done similar or these types of videos. If you do want me to create another one, because yes, I do have a ton of products that I used to use and don't use anymore. So if you want to see other stuff, if you want to see this type of video again, let me know down in the comments below. But for now, thank you so much for watching. You are the best. I hope to see you next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.